here to talk about sports. To start off this week's podcast episode, we're going to talk about the NFL Week 11. We're starting off with the Thursday night game with the Bengals versus the Ravens, and the Ravens won 34-20. Any information?
Joe Burrow has torn his muscle in his wrist and will be out for the rest of the season.
Yep. And Mark Andrews is also expected to be out for the season because of the ankle injury. Now for the Gus Edwards also had 2 touchdowns. Now for the Sunday games, the Browns beat the Steelers 13-10. It was during Thompson Robinson's first start as an NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and he came victorious.
Raiders Dolphins. Dolphins come out a close win on Sunday.
Jalen Ramsey with 2 interceptions, I think. Lions beat the Bears 31-26. Justin Fields returned back to the NFL after injuring his dislocated week 6.
Bears had a large lead going into the second half and
Fourth quarter.
And the Lions came back and won it.
Jaguars blew out the Titans 34-14. Trevor Lawrence had a great game, and Will Levis is starting to get used to being a quarterback. Packers upset the Chargers 23-20. Jaden Reed had his one of his had a touchdown. It was one of his first touchdowns. It was
And Jordan Love starting to prove himself.
Jordan Love starting to prove himself. And the Chargers are just, how would you describe the Chargers?
I'd say like a kind of just a disappointment.
Yeah, especially with the offense. We're expecting the offense to do really well. But
you got Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Eckler. You kind of expect them to do good.
Yeah, and Quentin Johnson with the drop at the very end of the game to disallow a touchdown. The Texans keep on winning against the Cardinals 21-16. C.J. Stroud is having an awesome rookie year, and Kyler is coming back from injury. This was his second game coming back from his torn ACL in 2022. The Cowboys destroyed the Panthers 33-10. Defense coming up clutch. Well, it wasn't really clutch. It was a 23-point win. But Bryce Young still struggling as a starting quarterback for the Panthers. And the
Dak Prescott really proving that he is not overrated.
Yeah, definitely. Giants beat the Commanders 31-19.
Good for the new quarterback
Tommy
for the
DeVito.
Giants.
Yep.
36 fantasy points.
Yep. And Saquon Barkley with 2 receiving touchdowns. The 49ers beat the Bucks 27-14 at home. Brock Purdy doing excellent.
CMC doing CMC things.
Yeah, and
the Bills had a blowout, 32-6.
And Zach Wilson of the Jets was benched for Tim Boyle during the game. Do you think? And Tim Boyle is expected to start for the Jets on the first
and if I'm correct by what I heard, Zach Wilson smacked his coach.
And then also Tim Boyle is expected to start for the Jets on the first Black Friday game of the NFL. And then Rams came back against the Seahawks 17-16. Geno Smith got injured midway through the game.
So Stafford is struggling a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And also Kyron Williams is expected to be back next week, so that will improve the rushing offense. And then for Sunday Night Football, the Broncos upset the Vikings 21-20. Russell Wilson is cooking.
I'd say so. Pretty disappointing for the Vikings, though. Josh Dobbs was looking very promising.
Yeah.
Jefferson, unfortunately, not playing, and there's a good chance he will not play this week.
Yep. And then for Monday Night Football this week, we had the Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and the Eagles. The Eagles came victorious 21-17.
It was looking like a very dull game in the first half when it was 7-0 going into halftime.
Yeah, and then in my opinion, I feel like the offense for both sides weren't really performing as well. What was your favorite game of this week, would you say?
Oh,
And which team are you excited to see on the
I'm-
remainder of the season?
I've got to say Chiefs. The Vikings look very promising, but unfortunate this week.
Yeah, everyone was expecting the Eagles and the Chiefs to have one of the best games this season, but
Very low scoring.
very low scoring, not like the Super Bowl last year, 38-35. Chiefs was the final score. And I'm excited to see the Texans more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
CJ
I'm-
Stroud is looking really good,
Yeah.
proving to everybody that he deserved to be the number 1 overall pick.
Now for our fantasy football segment in this week's episode, we're going to talk about starts and sits for week 12 of the 2023 NFL season. Quarterbacks to start, Josh Dobbs.
Definitely.
He's looking good in Minnesota. Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys.
I would
He's
definitely start him.
looking
for
promising, especially against Carolina last week. And he's going to play Thursday, Thanksgiving Day.
sure. Exciting.
Yeah. Quarterbacks to sit in week 12, Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He looked promising against the Titans, but he's expected to play he's going to play the Texans this week in week 12, so he might struggle a little bit. And also Jared Goff.
Jared Goff looked very disappointing last week.
Yeah.
It was not an exciting game to watch.
Especially
And-
against the Bears
yeah.
defense.
The Bears defense is not that good, and 3 interceptions is just
Not good for
Yeah.
a quarterback. Running backs to start in week 12, Gus Edwards of the Baltimore Ravens. I have him on my fantasy team. He's been really good because of his touches in the red zone, and he's gave me touchdowns. Like he has 10 touchdowns, I think, in like 4 games, or it might have been like 9 touchdowns in 4 games. Jalen Warren of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers running offense in general?
The running offense is decent. I mean, I wouldn't call it like amazing,
Right.
but it's not bad.
It's difficult to decide who to start because
Yeah.
Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are both sharing the backfield. So, and then running backs to sit in week 12, James Cook of the Buffalo Bills.
For sure, definitely not proving himself.
Yeah, Bills' running offense is
Oh, yeah.
not that existent except for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And then Raheem Mostert of the Miami Dolphins. So Mostert is playing the Jets, a tough defense, and also he hasn't really been showing that consistent in the past weeks. And then wide receivers starting week 12, Tank Dell. He's been
Tank
also
Dell,
having
yeah,
a great
just
rookie
having
campaign.
A great year.
Yeah, and then Puka Nacua.
Absolutely.
Another-
Just some very low down draft pick that's just, again, doing
Yep.
amazing.
And then wide receivers to sit this week is our Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, kind of disappointing. I mean, Terry, he's good. He just needs a quarterback.
Yeah, Sam Howell isn't cutting the mustard. Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's,
Again, same thing. Geno Smith injured.
yeah, Drew
Needs a
Lock.
quarterback.
And also, there are just so many targets that can be distributed on the Seahawks passing offense. You have DK Metcalf,
yeah.
and also JSN is starting to prove himself as a rookie.
Very.
Yep, and also it might actually kind of improve in a way because Kenneth Walker is going to be injured, but they might give Zach Charbonneau a chance at running back. So, and then tight ends to start in week 12, Dalton Kincaid of the Buffalo Bills. He's playing Philadelphia this week, and Travis Kelce scored a touchdown for the Chiefs last week.
Yes.
And then Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's really fit well with the Cardinals offense.
I would say so too.
Yeah. And then tight end to sit in week 12, Cole Kmet of the Chicago Bears.
He's a good player, just, again, needs the quarterback.
I
No,
mean-
also, yeah.
I mean, it's not really Justin Fields. It's
Yeah.
just that inconsistent, play style,
Yeah.
especially with when you have like targets like DJ Moore that are getting like most of the targets and catches for the Bears offense.
We're
And
really not expecting too much from him.
right, and then that's to end our fantasy football segment. Up next, we're gonna talk about the NBA. So far we have so the standings so far: Celtics are leading the East with a record of 11 wins and 3 losses.
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves are leading the Western Conference with a record of 10 wins and 3 losses.
Both by a game. Very shocking.
Yeah. And then so far, Sixers, Bucks, Heat, Magic, Pacers are all listed as playoff teams so far.
Yes.
And then
Kind of disappointing for the Bucks. Adding Dame makes me like more happy for them and expect more.
right.
Like adding another superstar to the team.
Yeah. And then the Orlando Magic's improved a lot.
Very shocking with a very young team.
Yeah. And then our playing teams are the Knicks, Cavs, Hawks, and Nets on the East.
Kind of disappointing for the Cavs.
And the Knicks and the
Yeah.
Hawks. The Nets aren't. And then teams that are not in the playoff picture for the Eastern Conference are the Raptors, Bulls, Hornets, Wizards, and Pistons.
Very disappointing for the Bulls. I see them down there.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because you have Zach LaVine, Vucevic, and DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like when you have a good three like that, you kind of expect them to at least make the play-in.
Yeah, for sure. And then bringing us over to the Western Conference, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Thunder, Mavericks, Kings, and Lakers are playoff teams right now. Most surprising season, I think, in my opinion,
Thunder. Gotta be
for sure.
Thunder. Chet Holmgren doing
Chet.
really good.
Yeah. Definitely showing his campaign for rookie.
Lakers
As a
also
rookie,
kind of
yeah.
surprising to be up there. LeBron being sort of injured, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Questionable.
And then Suns, Rockets, Pelicans, and Warriors are playing teams. Warriors.
Oh, super disappointing.
Warriors should be at least a playoff team, if not the leader in the Western Conference. And then Rockets are up there as well. Another
Kinda
young
shocking.
team, just like the Magic. And then
Dylan Brooks.
yeah, and then the Pelicans. I mean, Zion is back.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
yeah.
Hopefully no more injuries
Yeah,
for
he
him.
can stay healthy. And then for teams that are not in the playoffs are the Clippers, Jazz, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, and Spurs.
Kind of disappointing for the Grizzlies, not gonna lie. With Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson, John Morant being suspended definitely doesn't help. But picking up Marcus Smart and then getting him injured and Derrick Rose, they don't really have a point guard.
Another team that I feel like should be up there in the standings is Clippers.
Oh, yeah.
They have Harden now, and
And
I mean, you can't stop that trio of Paul George, Kawhi, and Harden.
the Spurs.
Oh, and also, I'm not missing something.
The Spurs.
I mean,
3-11 with Wemby is...
they're on a 9-game. I mean, they were winning in the
They
beginning.
were, yes. And then Wemby finally realized that he is not, per se, him.
But do we agree still that he could be
Definitely.
Rookie of the Year? And
There's
then
a chance that, like, Chet or Scoot could take that, though.
definitely, I'm leaning towards Chet though. Leader in points per game is Joel Embiid of the 76ers. How do you think Joel Embiid has improved with James Harden going to the Clippers?
I'd say he's improved by getting more shots off the basket
Yeah.
and just having another open player to just get to. Also, Tyrese Maxey having an insane season,
Definitely. And then
averaging his career high.
yeah, and then top 5 for who's also in the top 5 for scoring are Kevin Durant, Luka, Steph, and Giannis.
Kind of surprised that Giannis is low down there. Steph is also shocking, knowing how they're the 10th seed, and KD being number 2 is just crazy in my mind.
Yeah.
Now, having Devin Booker and Bradley Beal injured at the start
Yeah.
definitely helped that out.
And MVP candidates for so far? Are you leaning towards?
I mean, Jokic obviously is getting there.
Definitely.
Shocking he's not in the top 5.
First scoring?
Embiid might just do it again.
Probably. And then I feel like Luka's definitely proving himself.
Luka is
once
definitely proving himself.
again. And do you think Jason Tatum might have a shot?
There's a shot with Tatum.
Yeah, and then we're gonna talk about also
45
the
points.
the NBA in-season tournament.
Now, my personal favorite about the NBA in-season tournament is the courts.
Yeah,
Those have just really
that made it like
made it more fun to watch.
yeah, and also I like how we have like something that's related to like the Champions League in soccer in Europe, where they have the group stage and then they have knockout rounds.
They definitely added something that makes it more entertaining throughout the season.
Definitely, but it only lasts till like December, and that's
Yeah, kind of disappointing,
the
but
part.
you can't have it go for too long when you still have 81 games?
80, yeah, 80, yeah, definitely.
Like-
No, 82 games.
82.
Up next, we're going to be talking about our soccer segment. Mainly, we're going to be talking about for this week about the Euro qualifiers that are going to lead competition towards next year for the Euro 2024 competition in Germany. I'd like to focus on the French game against Gibraltar. The final score was 14-0 France, and it was just an overall great day for France. They had 40 shots in total, 20 were on goal, and 14 goals that came out of the result. We had amazing attackers, Kylian Mbappe with a hat trick, and the last goal of the game, Olivier Giroud, amazing scissor kick. And also, we're starting to get standings. Like, we're kind of getting more of a picture of who are going to qualify for this competition next year. Spain looking good in their Group A. France and Netherlands are big teams that are in the Group B. Unfortunately, the team that I'm rooting for is Greece. I felt like they could have made it like second in their group, but they're not looking good, especially when you have top teams, France and Netherlands. Gibraltar is not looking good, especially when they have 0 and they have a goal differential of -35 in 7 results. And Group C, England and Italy are the 2 front runners for that the competition. Ukraine is 3rd, but they could overtake Italy to qualify, especially with their performances so far, as they have the same wins, losses, and ties. In Group D, Turkey and Croatia are looking to qualify. Wales is behind Croatia with a difference of 2 points, but I feel like Croatia looked like they could perhaps maybe even overtake Turkey as the front runner of this group. And then for Group E, it's a very bland group, as Albania and the Czech Republic are the 2 leaders for the group. Poland, though, is behind Czechia by 4 points, and the and Albania and Czechia are both looking to qualify for the tournament. And then Group F, Belgium, front runner is expected to overtake first, and then Austria is behind in second. Sweden is behind them third, and Azerbaijan and Estonia fourth and fifth. Group G, Hungary is unexpectedly well, it's not really unexpected, but it's a very slow group. But Hungary's first, and Serbia, who were expected to be the front runners of this group, are second right now, but they're still expected to make the Euros. And then Denmark and Slovenia are the 2 leaders going into Group H. San Marino's not having a great campaign, as they have 0 points as well, and they have a goal differential of -28. And then in Group I, Romania and Switzerland are the 2 leaders of that group. Romania 19, Switzerland with 17 points. And then in our last group, Group J, Portugal is the leader, winning all 10 of their games, and Slovakia is right behind them with 20 points and 8 points behind. And disappointment in that group is unfortunately Liechtenstein with 0 points as well, with a goal differential of -27. And also, the MLS playoffs are happening right now as we almost head into the quarterfinals. And I think that's it for our soccer segment. And congrats to the girls soccer team for winning the state's championship this Saturday at Leicester. We're so happy for them, and we can't wait for next year if they can do a repeat. Thank you so much for watching our Sun Sports Talk. We're happy to be here, and we're excited for next week's episode.